Hey everyone, welcome to the last ReToken Core Team meeting of 2021. What an exciting quarter it has been, or 2 quarters it's been for us. So here is our lovely POAP that we are going to be distributing to participants with a lovely Sojack that I found and pasted in there, or Soyjack, sorry. So let's go on and get things going here. Whoops, and then I just lost my Zoom. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, and we're back. So let's take a look at what we have on the agenda today. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll talk about calendar items a little bit later. Let's just scroll down to, all right, here's our agenda. Upcoming events. So back to the calendar. And we see we have a Let Us Meet. Yonks, you want to talk about this quickly?
Yeah, so really been under rapid fire here with all of the ReToken relaunch. And I really want to thank Blur's Day for stepping up here to lead the core relaunch team initiative. And the relaunch is really like adding a lot of depth from a team capacity. Like last month, we didn't have any other teams except for the core team. And here during the ReToken relaunch, we introduced a dev team, a content team. We also are in development of an ambassadors program. So there's an ambassadors team. And then Mrs. Yonks is heading up the new platform team in our commitment to build an inclusive and platform agnostic community. So to give the opportunity for some like really just people to ask some questions in a true AMA, ask me anything type of a format. And then this will also fit into part of our constantly evolving content strategy. So I do consider ReToken, the real estate DAO, a content DAO. Some people call it a media DAO, but either way. And this is, again, just one of the components. So one of the things that I thought would be really fun here, we used Let Us Meet for the ambassadors team. And as you can see on the calendar, and do us a favor here, Blurs, because we've got some stuff going on the evening. So let's scroll up where we can see the Tuesday morning and the evening. So we've got a pretty full evening, right? So looking at here, and we made the agreement that we're going to leave the 23rd, 24th, 25th, including the normal core team call like Blur's alluded to. This is the last core team call for 2021. 2022 is right around the corner. So that being said, scrolling back up, we've got a lot of availability. Like myself, I'm all in on DAOs. I work in DAOs full time here in 2021. So I thought that this would be a fun opportunity to just figure out when the availability would be. And I don't know. I think we've got enough agenda here to actually create the Let Us Meet. Do you want to drive the creation of the Let Us Meet on this one, Blurs?
It'll be a first, but you know what? I don't know if I have an account. Let's see.
Well, I could take over driving momentarily if you don't. I do think that you do have to have an account, and that's one of the things that's really easy on this is setting up an account. But I can't remember if you.
I never signed up. So here, let's switch to your screen temporarily. Is that all right?
Okay, sure. And you said you do not have the capability of doing the Zoom poll, right?
Yeah, I can do breakout rooms and but I can't do a poll, which is weird.
Well, I'll check I'll take that offline and check the administration settings on the anyway. Action item. So Let Us Meet. This is something that I actually created a video for the other day. So there's a dedicated video in our YouTube repository and maybe on some other channels. So this is a very easy, and one of the reasons that we're using Let Us Meet instead of like in the past, we've done some Discord polls, is that we're working again, as I alluded earlier, to build an inclusive and platform agnostic community. So let's see, we're going to call this the AMA, the ReToken ReLaunch AMA with Yonks, Tuesday or Wednesday. And let's see. I don't even think, I think that title's pretty self-explanatory. So, and we're gonna dial this one in. This is one of the very easy things. And on this one, since we had all of that activity going on in the evening, I'm gonna just make this window from, let's call it 10. I don't really want to commit myself to having to get up that early if I don't want to. And we're gonna dial this back to 3 o'clock. So it's like a nice 5-hour window on 2 different days there. And one of the polls here, and I don't know if I'm going to use this here, I'm going to just stay on track with doing this real quick. So let's see, add my availability. I'm availability for all of these. And so that was how easy it was right there. So, and this is where I can now share this, and I'm going to share this here. And the idea, and this is actually, do you want me to drive this one too, as far as creating or do you want to just, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just create we've been using the sesh poll in the voting proposals channel. I'm intentionally going to be creating a dedicated piece of content on that. And I'm going to actually throw this in the live stream channel over here. So if you're chiming in or listening to our live stream, here is the link. And I don't know if this works. That's one of the things. I don't know if YouTube restricts it. Here's the link for the Let Us Meet that I just created. And we're going to say plus 10 ReToken. We'll create a poll too, for the fun of it. Because that's one of the things that we like doing here too, is we want to make everything accessible as far as the governance process. And now that we're getting more autonomy, the way that we get even more autonomy is when people take initiative and contribute. And that's one of the things that I really love. And I really thank Ernest of Gaia and JM Luther, Julie Luther. They've really contributed. And that's one of the things that we're going to briefly show under the DAO business. But you got the Let Us Meet. I would love to see some people on that. And let's go ahead and do that poll here real quick. So we use SeshBot right now. And again, this is going to work on revamping the processes. That's another component of this ReToken relaunch, is that we're being intentional about communicating like the core team. Like right now, I'll circle back on that. And that was one of the great POAPs. Everybody loved the Circle Back POAP. If you missed it, too bad. It was exclusive. You had to be here last week. So sad. It was a great one. Thank you for making that blur. So what we're going to do here, and I don't know if I can make this any bigger. There we go. Yeah. All right. So this is the create poll, and I'm going to make this super easy via the templating checklist capability. And again, make a dedicated video on this process. So we're going to call this plus 10 ReToken for Let Us Meet on AMA ReToken relaunch. I mean, like, that's not too difficult, right? So, and this is creating a poll, and we're going to go to the voting proposals right here. And we don't want to allow anyone to add the options and single vote, because we're just doing a yes. And in Poopster, show me the ReToken. And that was a reference to the Jerry Maguire GIF on Coordinate. And that's one of the things I'll show here momentarily too, where I've been playing around with emojis. Hopefully people have been liking the emojis. Say no, keep the ReToken in Treasury. And we have a lot of ReToken in the Treasury. If anybody was wondering, we've been very good stewards on how we're doing the tokenomics participating. So it's pretty simple. I mean, is there anything else that I'm missing here? I mean, we have the opportunity of adding some images, but this is pretty basic. I mean, this is like not a real detailed proposal, 10 ReToken, like we did this for the ambassadors team, and we did it more in a two-step, and we went from 4 people for the plus 25 to 10 people. And the ambassadors team, we had a great second meeting on that. And that's one of the things going to talk more about. I don't know if we'll have time today to get into that, but I'm going to create another piece of content about that specifically, where we're going to be improving the welcoming and onboarding experience for people as they're joining our community. But let's take a look at what that just did over here in the Discord. We created the new proposal here, and I'm going to say yes, show me the ReToken. So that's one of the things, and you already saw the let us meet, and I'm going to create a thread here too where we can discuss this, and this is actually where I'll drop the and I'll update this thread here after I give it back to Blurs. But one of the things, and I'll talk about these little voting boxes. These are immediate opportunities, the ones with these little voting boxes on these threads, and I'll show you that in just a second. So this is the let us meet, and I'll update this. Yonks update thread name later. So create the thread, and I'm going to drop this let us meet link right in there so that everybody's got it. So looking here in this, again, we've got these little voting boxes. Now your screen probably doesn't look like this because you might not have joined the thread. So what you can do over here, and it looks a little different on your mobile, but there's this thread button at the top. So if you click on that, so you will see the ones with the little emoji voting box. This is the one that I wanted to talk about, coordinate. And this is the GIF that we were talking about, the Jerry Maguire GIF there, show me the money. ReToken is currently a fund. We have our token policy posted all over the place if you have any questions about that. But the coordinate, this is one of the, this voting on this one closes in 3 days. Let me see one, because I think we've got one closing here today. This is the We Biddle Web3 Monk Badasses, and this is one we can talk about more later, but this is, I want to kick it back to Blurs if we want to talk about that, or we can put that on the shelf for another day. The last one here, and this one is the one that I would love to see some more participation on. This is the one, because one thing here, we've got 7 people, we've got 35 minutes, so this is an immediate call to action. Bonus here, 10 ReToken, whoever gets this one, super excited about RET.team. We've had some ongoing conversations. We'll have this domain online, I think, in the next 24 to 48 hours. If you're wanting to be involved in a side conversation on that, let me know. That's not something that I want to occupy DAO resources, and that's one of the opportunities that we have as far as decentralizing stuff down the road, and I can put forward a proposal for a migration strategy on that. So reach out to myself if you're interested on setting up this RET.team. Otherwise, it'll be a migrate. Anyway, so last opportunity, 35 minutes. And that's one of the things that we do to provide more opportunity for people to know about these too, because again, we're working on improving the process. And I know that all of the WeBiddle proposals has been like a shotgun effect. That's why we're looking at doing that ReToken ReLaunch AMA. But I've been hogging the conversation here. I'm going to yield the screen share back to you, Blurs, so that you can get us back on track with the agenda. That was most of the stuff that I had that I didn't get articulated well enough in some bullet points there, and wanted to kind of show this little tweak, because this sesh poll, in my opinion, is definitely an improvement over the emoji type, because one of the other things that I really like about this is that you can have a baked in ending time component. And again, that's one of the things that we'll work on improving the documentation. And if you're interested in contributing content, like from a documentation standpoint, the content team, we've got on the calendar, Blurs was already showing, we've got our calendar. And that's one of the things that we're trying to get done here for the core team call, is to get the calendar all lined up so that when you're planning your week for the upcoming week, because we call this here 2021 week 51. True story. I'm that much of a geek. I love the ISO week numbering system, and we're technically in week 50 today. ISO week numbers start on Monday. Week 51 Monday is tomorrow. So this is where we plan for week 51. Back to you, Blurs.
All right, let's get the sharing going again. Let's see. All right. Okay, so I actually worked in semiconductor manufacturing for many, many years, and we all worked off work weeks. So week numbers, yeah, so months and were like irrelevant. It was all week numbers for us. Been a long time since I've been back to that though. All right, let's see. Okay, so upcoming events, we talked about the AMA. We also have collab, I believe, coordinate, coming up next. So let's mark that down.
Really having fun with Coordinate too. So that's where we're all learning together. This is the way that we're structuring Coordinate. This is our second full week. So today, and the way that the timing ends is they call it an epoch, and we're calling it a round. So this is round 1, and we're in round 1-2. The 2 is the second week because we're doing weekly epochs. And those that are participating in the Coordinate, you have the opportunity to ask us questions, and we're all working on establishing some best practices. So that's immediately after here. We'll have a slight break, to regroup and stuff like that, but that'll be, and that's one of the things I'm going to finish up here and let you continue to drive the show here.
All right. So looking out what else we got coming up. Okay, yeah, so we got Coordinate. I don't think there's anything else other than, we got ambassadors coming up. Oh, there's so much. New platform team coming up on Monday, and content team also on Monday. Let's get those marked down. So, oops. Platform. Team on Monday. Check calendar. I'm not going to put the times for all of these. Okay, and let's take a look at our participate. Looks like there might have been some changes here, which is why this is on the agenda. Let's see what we got. Just how to participate. If you're already in this meeting, then you are probably familiar with how to participate, but we got our Discord, of course, and you can RSVP in the events, and we have our Google Calendar here. We should probably keep this as a just put this right here. There we go. And then, of course, our community call every week. We have that coming up on Wednesday, and the core team every Sunday. These are our standing meetings we have every week. Let's see. Do we have any updates? So we're in the core team right now, obviously. Are there any updates on the content dev or ambassadors teams that people would like to chime in?
Yeah, spoke a little bit on the content team, like the ReToken relaunch, the opportunity to really because the Discord voting proposals channel was literally a fire hose as far as some of this. And there's going to be, when we get to the DAO business, that'll become even more apparent. But the opportunity to really get especially with having a new domain where we can start creating some content that I'm very excited to call a home. Because one of the things too that for those that may or may not have seen it yet, I'm a huge fan of the acronym of TEAM. T, together, E, everyone, A, achieves, M, more. And I think that really captures the network effect that blockchain technology can provide, and the network effect that we can create here at ReToken, the real estate DAO. So, and then the love some ideas. Julie was putting forward some really good stuff. There's a ton of threads in the content team channel, and then just Mrs. Yonks and I are going to have a breakout as far as where we're going to figure the strategy on this new platform team as far as working closely. So the ambassadors team, to circle or to fast forward from the content team to the ambassadors team, one of the things that I've got, and do this real quick, Blurs, because you can drive to the Trello card, and let's just talk about this, because this is really exciting. And I don't even know if I've got the screenshot. I could probably throw the screenshot. It's at the I created a templates board, and it's like right next, right there, templates, bounty board. So let's make this one big here, because this is really like the framework that I was putting together as far as this. And this is really where I've got most of the verbiage on this as far as how this will work. And does it have the image? I don't think that it does. Let me see if I can just drop that in there real quick so that you have that, because I made a really nice image. And this is, again, see, content fire hose. That's what's happening here. I'm going to create a video specifically on using this workflow, and that's something that we'll talk about at the ambassadors team. But this is one that I'm really excited about, because the big opportunity that this provides us is to help people become ReToken holders faster. So it's creating an opportunity for incentivizing desired behavior. And the desired behavior that we're talking about is somebody making an introduction, because when you look at the quantity of people that have joined our Discord server and that have actually gone through the process of making an introduction, it's probably like 10 to 1. 10 people join the Discord and maybe one person makes an introduction. And I don't know if that's exactly the statistics that we're talking about, but it's pretty close to that. So this creates a higher touch, because that's one of the things that we identified in multiple conversations in the past, is that we believe that we need to improve the ReToken onboarding experience. So this provides an opportunity to incentivize the ambassadors for doing the proper thing, which is to, like one of the things that we've got a very threaded environment in Discord. And it's, if we communicate and have a consistent experience, because that's, again, I've talked about creating consistent experiences, like where if somebody comes to a dev team meeting or an ambassadors team meeting or a content team meeting, that it's a fairly similar experience. And the more that we can keep things consistent, and then if we want to evolve or change or go in a different direction, that's fine. But again, we need to do that collectively as a team. And that sort of consistent experience that trying to foster is that. And I think it creates a more crisp and concise introductions channel. I've seen a lot of Discord servers that the introductions channel, like one person might say something and then somebody joined that's like a cool kid or whatever, and then it's blah, 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 blah. And, the one guy that had an awesome introduction, that's one of the opportunities that creating the threads is that the blah, 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 blah can happen, but it's in a threaded experience. And this also, like I already had a really positive experience with somebody that joined our Discord server recently. And I'm already at the stage where I can perform an airdrop. And that's one of the things I'm going to do here later, is do an airdrop for our new community members and any of the community members of the week that haven't received their ReToken. That'll be included in this airdrop. But I'm also, one of the other opportunities on this is that I'm personally committing to the community to ramp up the airdrop videos. I love creating those. If somebody would like to be a co-host on those, there's an opportunity to do that. Just putting that out there as well. Reach out to myself. But then it's, again, just a fun dynamic. And I can't find, I'll have to find that screenshot later. It's lost in my screen ever excessive. But this is something that I'm going to create a proposal, like using that same sesh bot and add the screenshot in there. And that's where I was going to do that video. So that's a piece of content that I'm going to create later today on this specifically. But that's the main thing that I've got from as the team captain from the ambassadors team. And I wanted to popcorn it over to Dax and thank him in the popcorn effort for taking the initiative to lead the dev team on Saturday. So I'll let him speak here as far as the outcomings of the dev team call the other day.
Yeah, great. Yeah, thank you, Jason and Blurse for hosting the call today. So yeah, we had a great session, team meeting yesterday, and it was great. We there was like if I remember correctly, like 8 participants participated in the meeting, and we had a great discussion, and we kind of like talked about 4 different things. The first one is Jason had mentioned that about domain subdomains on WordPress website, coming up with the 4 ambassadors. The second one would be second one we talked about was about the unlock protocol that we need to upgrade so that I can our smart contract is up to date. And then the third one we talked about having a the automated process kind of before the co-op issuance. As soon as somebody voted on a snapshot proposal, then they will get to climb the a co-op for that. That's the third one. And the fourth one, I'm kind of blanking on it. Sorry, I don't remember exactly what it was, the fourth one. But yeah, those are all things we talked about. Yeah, it was an excellent conversation. And thank you everyone for participating in the meeting. Like I said, I think you mentioned in the meeting as well, Design was not feeling well, and I hope he's recovering now. So yeah, that's the reason why I was able to fill in for him. And yeah, it was a great discussion. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks so much, Dax. Okay, anyone have any questions for Dax on this before we move to ambassadors? Okay. Speaking of ambassadors, as Yonks mentioned, in the bounties, there are some opportunities for particular introductions for ambassadors to earn extra REtoken by creating threads on the intros. So just a quick bounce on that. Does anyone want to talk about the ambassadors team updates?
Not besides what I just spoke to there. The big opportunity is getting that introduction process going, and that's more like it was described in that Trello card. And the documentation isn't going to just be only in that Trello card. This is just kind of a workflow as far as drafting it, and then going to kick it over to the voting proposals, and then. So one of the things that I didn't speak of is that I consider this like a trial effort, if you will, because I don't know how that this is going to work out as far as a workflow standpoint. We might get like an overwhelming thing, and it's like, oh man, this is ridiculous. It's too much effort, or whatever. That would be a great problem to have. But looking to do this where it'll just sunset this intro proposal opportunity will sunset here at the end of the year during the ReToken relaunch. And then we can circle back at the end of the year, or maybe on our January 2nd, I might bake that in there. Cause I think is that the one that's coming up here. Isn't that what we agreed to, Blurs, was January the 2nd kickoff 2022 after the new year?
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah, so we'll have and it's there on the calendar. And I hear Tyler, and that'll be a good segue. That was all that I wanted to say on that, and I'll kick it over to Tyler to talk about the Mighty Networks, the Circle SO, and the new platform team call coming up here.
Sure. Well, before I start with that, I wanted to say Blurs had mentioned that I think he missed something that Dax had said because there's no notes under the dev team. So before we start with Mighty Networks, can we go back to Dax real fast and make sure we get whatever he said in the notes?
Yeah, sorry. I was hoping someone would just quickly post it in the chat, but yeah, if we want to review online in the stream, we can do that.
On that, do you guys just link it to the previous Trello card, because all of the summary is in that Trello card for the previous meeting, and I would just defer people to their. That's good enough. I mean, and just from one of the slight things that's relevant here too is that did make some adjustments, and one of the adjustments that's also going to make is I'm going to create a new board on our space that will be a public board, because right now from a workflow standpoint, you can see that Blurs Day is on the done 2021 week 50 list, which is that's the week that we're on here.
Yeah, am I missing the dev team done? Was it? Oh, there it is.
It was
all
at
the
the
way
very
down.
bottom because it
Is
was
that
just yesterday afternoon. And so I'm
Yeah.
going to create an archived board because right now and leave those visible because one of the content strategies and backlinking is that these Trello cards are an increasing component of our SEO and backlinking strategy. And if you're interested in having those conversations, that's what the content team is for. But yeah, thanks for reminding on that. And the biggest opportunity, and I'll catch up with you, Dax, offline, because we can create and we should create a bounty to get this unlock protocol resolved, because that's something that, in my opinion, we really need to have resolved in the next 24 to 48 hours. And I don't want to, I could probably do it myself, but then I would be the only one that knows anything about unlock protocol, which is really the case right now, because that was a very rushed dynamic where we put that online, and I'm absolutely, it's a story how it got put online itself. But those people that participated in the Token Town working groups, some of us participated in more than others, and we had a whole bunch of them. But yeah, we got a lot of great notes in that card there, and some good stuff. So looking forward to having more. And the team synergy as far as this is all a work in progress. So this is literally the second core team call that we've had this team captains dynamic, and that's another thing that we haven't even spoken to, that we're really working on creating a DAO leadership factory here at ReToken and wanting to give people the opportunity. And the great thing about this team captain thing is it's not something that you're committing to perpetually. It's just a 4-week cycle. So the opportunity to, kind of put on a leadership hat. And thanks again, Blurs and Dax and Mrs. Yonks and D-Sign, get to feeling better. And we do have an opportunity for the ambassadors team for somebody that wants to consistently show up and lead that team. I'm wanting to focus on the content team. That was the opportunity that I put forward for, which resulted in Blurs for leading the show. But I'm going to go on mute and yield the mic to somebody else. But that's all I've got from the team perspective.
Okay, well, I just want you guys to know that my mother-in-law got my baby this Bronco cheerleader outfit, and she's wearing it right now. She's like super cute. So I'm gonna turn on my camera and show everybody how adorable my baby is.
Aw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go Broncos. We're cheering for them, although I don't know if they're playing today. And if they're not, I have not
Brooke
managed to get a game right this entire season.
Brooke is a ReToken holder, thanks to Amy for nominating us. Anyway, that's another story. That's some fun ReToken history.
So I don't know if the Broncos are playing today, but if are they playing the Bengals? Oh, we're in Cincinnati right now. Oh, sorry, Dad. Oh, well, anyway. So the Mighty Networks, we're done with our 14-day free trial period. The big thing is that we lost a lot of the premium features that I think we could potentially use in this thing. And if we want to go back to it, there are two options. One is either $33 a month or $39 a month or $33 times a year, which whatever that is, or $119 and $99 a month times a year. So if we want to do that, the premium features that we get that I think are potentially important are we have the ability to do gated content, and we have the ability to do gated content, and we have the ability to do courses. So if we're going to move forward with the certified free and certified, all the other beginner, expert, and professional designations, we're going to need to upgrade that. But I'd like to see if the Mighty Launch team wants to take it up a level after we get it.
The biggest feature that I feel is a must have is the ability to have it on a domain that we own, just from a backlinking strategy. Because I highly anticipate that we want to have the content there publicly available to just fit into the, again. But the when is the new platform team call on Monday?
Yeah, I think it's on Monday. So yeah, when
I have a question.
sure.
The content that we are putting in Mighty Networks, they are paid content, or are we giving it away for free? I just wanted to know if we can cover that cost, the monthly, whatever.
Sure.
Well,
So there,
the biggest opportunity that we have is like on our roadmap, we have the fractionalized real estate certificate program. So that would be an absolute place that, and I anticipate that will be a decent revenue stream for our community, and the opportunity to hold that type of content behind that type of a paywall. Now, the opportunity also, to use, we've talked about Unlock Protocol, the capability of having token gated stuff using tokens like NFTs, because we're talking about having our certificate program be a token as well. So that'll all be a work in progress, but and I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, but that would absolutely be a use case that I could see using the paid course feature within Mighty Networks as it exists today.
well, we have a few different ways to gate content, Amy. So in answer to your question, we got a free trial of, I think, the business plan for 14 days that has lapsed. So they flipped us back to the free plan. There are 2 levels of paid plans that we pay. The first level is, I think it's called the community plan, and that's the one that's a little bit cheaper, and it doesn't give us the member analytics or the paid courses or some of that stuff. The business plan, which is the $1,000 plan for the year, is the where we could get the content. So the big thing is the 2 opportunities for ReToken on the paid plans are, if we think we're creating enough value that we can start charging people like $20 a month or $25 a month or something like that, then we would want to gate content behind it and give people access that they can do. The $99 a month plans, what Jason was saying, is if we want our URL to be retoken.mn.co or ret.mn.co, whatever vanity URL we want, we can't do that without the $99 plan. That's the big thing, the gated content and the vanity URL. So the thing that we were looking at with the courses are, if we want to, as part of the Mighty launch team or Circle launch team, want to develop courses, then why does it say angry on the Trello card?
Probably an emoji.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, cool. Sorry, I just saw that. It's spectacular. The 2 big things are, if we want to go ahead and start developing those courses and selling them, we can discuss this, but it was going to be something like 25 or 50% affiliate fee to the person who sold it, and then the other half or 3/4 of that would go to the ReToken treasury. And then if any of you guys got particularly motivated about driving traffic into it, then you would get paid for that. And that's what we just need to decide. So we're going to talk about that more in the Mighty launch team, of how specifically we want to get into that. And the thing about circles is you can add in, I think it's teachable.com. You can just add that in as a Lego block. You don't have to pay for that functionality. You just add that on if you want courses later on. So Mighty Networks includes it at the higher level. Circle doesn't include it. You just bolt it on when you're ready to start doing it. So that's kind of the 2 things. So that's what I got. We're going to go into more details on that on the Mighty call.
All righty, cool. Thanks for that update. Yeah, that's another $60 a month just to get it's not just to get a domain, but yeah. All right. Overview of DM channels. I threw this on, but in the interest of time, we'll just say this for the community call, if that's cool. Yonks, I think that's what you were kind of proposing anyway. So we'll just keep going then. HAL 9000 snapshot integration. Just this is the one I was working on, the bounty. Just want to throw an update here very quickly that the Discord one looks phenomenal. Voting proposals. And then they look like, I hate scrolling when sharing screens, so I apologize for that. But this is what it looks like. It says new proposal. As soon as it's created, has a link to it. The start and end. The author is not very useful unless you're good at memorizing folks' addresses. So that is working fine. But as you can see, this is actually much greater than 280 characters, which Twitter has a limit of. And apparently we're the first folks to use the new utility they just set up like this week. So we're the first person to encounter the error, and it didn't have good error handling. So you couldn't see the error that was being sent back, and it crashed the UI of their website if it errored. So the dev went in manually into the logs, got me the error and everything. And so I updated the template. It's gonna be much more concise. It basically just says new proposal, title, no start, no end, and then the proposal link. It's really tough to get that under 280 characters, you know, because these are long URLs and the titles are relatively long too. So we'll see how it goes once we get a new proposal there.
I don't think, Blurs, that the URL link counts against you on Twitter, but you can double check that. I think it's the other text that does. And I think a character length, because like I had a error pop up today for this live stream specifically when I was doing the event creation, and Restream, which is the technology that we're using. For those that may or may not know, this is getting multi-stream to multiple channels: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and 256 characters is what Restream has their character limit. So I think that would be a good number to just follow, but I don't believe that the URL counts against you on that character length. But again, we can test it. I've got a lot of proposals that are needing to be in the pipeline. I'm wanting to get caught up on the airdrops, and that's something that I'm committing to the community to get done tonight or tomorrow. So, and then again, working on getting those airdrops out the door for this intro onboarding opportunity. But back to you, Blurs.
All right, so I just found this random website. At least this website that I have zero faith in says, nope, I don't know. Okay, this website says that Twitter's tweet limit it does include URLs, but we could put it to the test if we wanted to also, obviously.
Can we use Bitly or whatever to turn that up?
No, because it's generated by Snapshot. Well, no, we can't. We'd have to do a whole webhook implementation and then have it go into maybe Integromat or what's the other one, webhook handler, and then it would have to go to Bitly. It would be it wouldn't just be using HAL anymore, because HAL is just one step and done. So we need another middleman to grab the URL and put it into a URL shortener. So let's just see how it goes. It's going to be better than nothing to at least get them going on Twitter. And so once we get a new proposal, we'll see how it works. And then we can work on a future iteration if we need to. All right.
And real quick on the proposals, make sure to go vote, because we set go to Snapshot, because we set the proposals to stop from a date standpoint, like an hour after the core team call or an hour after the community call on Wednesday. And I think that there's like 8 active proposals. I don't think I've even voted on all of them myself, or even a good portion of them, even though I created most of them. So go double check, make sure, because we are working towards incentivizing people to vote. So make sure you're getting that habit. Yeah, there's a bunch in there.
Yep, there are 8 of them. Okay, let's see. Am I okay? Good. Oh, there we are. Sorry, I'm getting my mute buttons mixed up. That's another problem with using a hardware mute, is that you start alternating between that and the software. Okay, any updates on the working groups. I know we have 3 minutes, so if there's nothing, we're going to jump right to DAO Biz. Where'd it go? There was DAO Business here. Now it's not there anymore.
Anyway, yeah. So I said all the DAO business that I needed to, and we've got that coordinate call coming up that's butting up right next to this. And I just sent out the update on the Seshbot with the Zoom link. So everybody that RSVP'd to that should have gotten the Zoom. And it is a different Zoom than the one that we have here. And I don't have anything else. I appreciate everybody for all that they're doing here. The Let Us Meet, that's just one last reminder on the Let Us Meet plus 10 ReToken. That poll exists, and that's just to get some practice with the the main exercise on that was to show you in an easy poll what that process is working. And like I said, I'm going to create a video on that. So Let Us Meet, the ReToken relaunch. And that's all that we're going to be talking about during there. So if you got some questions, I'll create a thread too to foster some preliminary conversations. But that's, again, just a part of our content strategy, because there's a lot of opportunities for creating an immense amount of content just out of this ReToken relaunch. But thank you again, Blurs, for looking forward to meeting you in person for ETH Denver coming up in February. So if you're really wanting to kick off your crypto experience in 2022, that will be the place to be. Ethereum Denver, it's going to be an absolutely phenomenal event, and looking forward to spending some time with you in person.
Well, yes, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be my first crypto conference. All right, everyone. Thanks for calling in. I guess we'll have our next core team on January 2nd. Let's go jump on the coordinate meeting.
Yep. Happy New Year, and we'll be aping out on coordinate on another Zoom here in a minute.
All right. See y'all.